Hi there, Dominic the CX guy. Welcome back to the channel. First video of the year, and I'm getting a little bit rusty, but I'm getting back in there. Lesson of today is around business rules and specifically automations. We're continuing our stream of videos about Zendesk setup, and our previous lesson was about setup of triggers, which triggers are event-based business rules, right? So if a set of conditions are met, then fire and perform an action. So automations in this case are very similar. They are event-based business rules, except they have a time component added to them. So to bring this all together, if a set of conditions are met and a certain amount of time has passed, an hour, a day, a week, several weeks, then perform an action. Okay, cool. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you where we are in terms of the Zendesk setup. Here we go. I'm very frustrated because I had recorded 20 minutes of this video and I was recording the wrong screen. But what can you do? Anyway, we are here. We made all these videos that are marked with a green checkbox, and we are with right now with automations. Then next one is going to be SLAs, reporting, and yeah, something about the handover. Anyways, now we go back to our presentations around automation. So let's see, design principles. So try to utilize global automations whenever possible. So for example, for closing tickets, I'm going to show you what the closing tickets looks like inside Zendesk. And this comes with out of the box, your Zendesk out of the box, but we're going to go over how it has been composed, right? So we want to get into the essence of how to build an automation so you can build automations for yourself. Okay, another design principle is that additional needs will be dependent on every business, right? So each business is different and each business has different use cases. So for example, individual team preferences for system generated reminders and actioning pending and on hold tickets. So for example, as you may know, we use pending status for when we are asking for more information from our customer, right? So if we need more information from our customer in order to help them with the resolution, we put the ticket in pending and we say, dear customer, can you please provide more information? Right. If they haven't gotten back to us in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, we can create an automation and say, dear customer, kind reminder that you need to get back to us with this information so we can help you with the resolution of this ticket. Now, you can be extra nice and leave the ticket still on pending, and then after an additional 3 days, let's say 5 days in total, you go back and say, hey, you still haven't gotten back to us. We're going to solve this ticket because maybe the request has solved itself. So there are some companies, and due to, for example, some legal constraints, they are obliged to not close the ticket until, or solve the ticket until the customer has actually given their consent that yes, this is solved. So that's when you end up having like a larger number of bump points, as they're called, or bumps. So I have also created an article about infinite bumps. So how you can, yeah, keep this, let's say, snowball of notifications like, hey, can you please get back to us? Can you please get back to us? Can you confirm that we can close this? Okay, so this is for pending status. For now, this is for, let's say, outbound, right? So when we're asking the customer for something. But how about, for example, inbound, when we use on hold, right? So we need to escalate the ticket to a manager or to a colleague to help us. We put the ticket on hold, or we escalate it to a third-party partner who can help us with the resolution, right? So let's say delivery, we call them, hey, where's the delivery? We put the ticket on hold again. So we can create a similar set of reminders for internal purposes and say, hey, dear colleague of mine, have you been able to maybe look into this and help me with the resolution for this customer? Now, we're doing this because we want to be proactive and not reactive, right? The idea being that when you have a large number of incoming tickets into your system, sometimes the backlog becomes bigger because you don't, for example, you forget of some of these tickets, which is not cool. It's not nice for your users. It's not nice for anyone. It's not nice for the business. Frustrated customers, bad reviews, frustrated management, churn, wasted money. You don't want that. Okay, so share my screen again, continue presentation, and then we jump into Zendesk. Everyone's favorite topic. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to skip across all this. Forget about the theory. I've used I've used systems before. I don't need your advice. Anyway, that's good because that's when you come and say, hey, my system is entangled. I don't know how to use it. Okay, level of support personalization by team or brand. I'm going to show you what that means in the two automation examples that we're going to be going through. Edit the CSAT automations for to fit your needs. Whenever you activate the customer satisfaction survey on Zendesk, as you know, it comes with the default. If you didn't know, if you activate the customer satisfaction, you have to go into the customers and then activate that checkbox satisfaction, and then automatically this automation is created for you. It's created with it's set to be sent out, I think 24 hours after a ticket is being set to solve. You might want to, I don't know, send it right after your ticket is being solved, like maybe a few hours afterwards. Best practice is to ask pretty much, let's say, until you fade out of a customer's psyche, right? Until you fade out of their mind. Yeah, you should ask for satisfaction, and don't be afraid of negative customer satisfaction ratings. These are probably the only insights that give you a bit of knowledge into how to better your product and how to make it better, and yeah, to improve your product, right? This is what you want. So remember that one bad review actually signals maybe 10, 20 other people who are unsatisfied. So usually the norm is if it's for one unsatisfied customer, there's maybe like 15 other ones that are not telling you, and you want to get that fixed. So it's not just a singular case. Okay, so more information in here. Well, this presentation is not necessarily available to you, I'm afraid. But now let's jump into Zendesk. Okay, cool. Let's see. Wait, I just lost myself. Here we go. So I am in admin automations, right? So let's go through our automations list, and let's go to this first one, close tickets 2 days after status is set to solve. All right, let's open this baby into a different tab. Let's see how this has been created. Usually try to give automations names, very synthetic type of, not synthetic, but a synopsis of what you wanted to do, right? So try to be very specific so you don't necessarily have to, so you remember what the automation is about, maybe even for people that come in to work, like new people come into the team and they will know what this is about. So pretty clear, close ticket 2 days after status set to solve. So for those of you who don't know, Zendesk tickets, for at least for agents, when it's solved, then it's done, right? But in order for a ticket to be actually completely done, it has to be set to solved. And we do this with the help of this automation. So the reason why we set it to close is because we don't want agents to be cluttered with tickets that they no longer need. We just want them to be engaged with tickets that are still require support. So if a customer replies to a ticket that has been set to solve, it will not reopen. Rather, it would create a new ticket with a reference to the closed ticket that it has been created from. So pretty basic. So meet all of these conditions, right? So very similar to triggers, except that this interface looks a little bit different. So ticket status is solved, right? So a definite type of condition. Hours since solved, and here we have calendar, greater than 48. So 48, if you think about it, this is 2 days, right? You can use business hours, which depending on how long your business day is, it's probably, for example, in this case, we have greater than, and then we have greater than. If it's 8 hours, then it's greater than 16 hours, right? So 16 business hours. Then set it to closed. So let's just modify this. And then, yeah, very straightforward. The actions that need to be performed, ticket status closed. Very good, very straightforward. As you see, set of conditions, a time component added to them, and then the actions, right? So this is what will fire, it will do. Now let's look at a automation for customer satisfaction. That's a little bit more complex. Okay, so here it is. Request customer satisfaction rating, system automation. Okay, so let's see. These are all of the conditions that have to be met in order for the actions to take place. So ticket status is less than closed, right? So less than closed means everything above closed. So solved, on hold, pending, open, new. In our case, we want to send this customer satisfaction for tickets that are not solved. So anything other than closed. Hours since solved. So now calendar is 1. So in this case, we want to be, we want to send the customer satisfaction right after we set the ticket to solve. We want to be fresh in the minds of our users, customers, fresh in the minds of our customers to, get their opinion and see exactly if this is, well, it's helpful or not. I don't advise necessarily to have it like this, like 1 hour. This is a demo that I did for a different kind of business, and they needed this kind of rapid satisfaction. Usually best practice is because you don't want to ask satisfaction if a use case is not necessarily finished. So from your perspective, you solve the request, right? And you're clear-headed, yay, done. But maybe it's not necessarily solved for the customer. And the customer will become frustrated. What are you doing? You're solving this without actually solving it because I had a different issue in mind, or it's not done because I needed X thing done. So I would advise that you use them, let's say a larger time, like maybe use 1 day. I think this is the safest bet. Calendar is 24 hours. So within these 24 hours, the customer can regroup themselves and say, yeah, actually this is not done. And the ticket will be reopened and the agents will be able to jump on top of it. But yeah, that's a little bit more, down to how your specific business is run. Ticket satisfaction is unoffered. So ticket satisfaction is unoffered or offered or bad with comment or good with comment. So I don't know if you know, but automations come, customer satisfactions come into your inbox and ask for feedback, and then they take you on a web page and they ask for thumbs up experience or thumbs down experience, and you can write a comment, whichever option you choose. However, if you choose a bad option, like a bad experience, you can have additional 5 reasons why this was a bad experience, and then you can ask, like, wasn't the agent's attitude satisfactory? Was the issue not resolved? Was it something else? You can obviously tailor it to whatever your business is about. Privacy ticket has public comments. And the reason why we do this with privacy is because some tickets are created by agents and they're going to be as internal notes, right? So we don't want to fire unnecessarily asking agents how the experience was like, because it makes no sense. Agents should be I was about to say agents should be happy. No, they shouldn't. You should cater to make them happy. And this is not it. Not by asking, was it a positive and negative experience? Okay, so these are the set of conditions, like all of these conditions have to be met. Notice that this is the time component, right? So the only time component. And let's see, we can preview some of the, no, we don't have any. because yeah, it's a test account, so we have a lot of open tickets still. Okay, so now perform these actions. Notification, email user, who is the requester, right? I advise you to just keep requester, not requester and CCs. There's no reason to ask the whoever is CC'd on a ticket for what their experience is like. We don't care. We just want the requester. Who is the initial original requester? Okay, email subject, right? So request ticket ID, the reference to what ticket this is about. How would you rate our support, the support you receive? Obviously, this can be customized with dynamic content, and you can send this out in multiple languages. And then the email body, blah, blah, blah. We want to know what you think. And this is the placeholder which contains the actual experience for the user, positive or negative. And then there's a list of what has been discussed, like ticket comments formatted. This is another placeholder which contains like all the conversation that happened with the public conversation happened between the agent and the customer. All right. So, and then this one, ticket satisfaction offered to requester. So this is the nullifying condition. Nullifying condition meaning that, for example, automations always have to have a nullifying condition. So for example, ticket satisfaction is on offer, and now ticket satisfactions is offered, right? So the next time this automation fires, it will see that this has been offered because here in my actions, I have definitely closed it out, right? So it definitely is going to leave it alone because it was offered. So next time it just ignores this ticket. Now I have here something a little bit more technical, and yeah, this is using a notification target with webhooks and a JSON to essentially not send a CSAT to customers in a different time frame. So a lot of businesses have customers that reach out multiple times per week, maybe 5-10 times per week. So we don't want to ask them for each individual ticket, like what was your experience like? We want to ask them for one ticket, and then let's say after 10 days or 2 weeks, we can send them another customer satisfaction. So this is it, to improve the customer experience of our users so they don't get swamped with too many emails from our end. So this is essentially what the purpose here is. Let's see, what else can I walk you through? Because we're making good time so far. Okay, pending chase if client doesn't get back to us in 5 days. Okay. Okay, this is a little bit more complex. So buckle up and have a drink of water because this one is going to be a little bit more complex. All right, pending chase if client doesn't get back to us within 5 days. Pending chase. So chasing pending tickets. I guess this can be a little bit more specific. A quick side note, I've been watching videos of the various consultants on different platforms, like for example, Squarespace or Google Tag Manager. And boy, oh boy, do they have nice videos. I have to get some video editing myself. But I did not understand any fucking thing they said. It's like so complicated. It's like they're so hung up in the lingo of being a consultant in their field that I don't know, me as an outsider didn't understand anything. So I'm trying to be as explicit as possible, like to be, I don't know, grandma proof. I want my mom to be, understand what I'm saying. Well, not that explicit, but anyway, I hope you get the point and it makes sense, right? I want to be as clear as possible. This can be a little bit more specific. Chase pending tickets if client doesn't get back to us. Okay, so this might maybe a little bit more sense. Ticket status is pending, right? So we said that we use pending status for tickets that we are expecting the customer to get back to us with some additional information, right? So ticket status is pending. Ours is pending. Calendar is greater than 120, right? So if you divide 120 by 5, you get by 5 you get 24. So these are calendar hours. So if you divide 120 by 24, you get 5 days. So this is the time component of our business rule, which makes it an automation. Privacy has public comments. I want to this to fire only in the case that we have a public conversation between a customer and an agent. So we don't fire in the case of agents, in case agents have created a ticket. Tags contains none of the following: order installation. This is something specific to a demo. We can ignore it for now, but this is going to be, let's just delete this one. Okay. Let's modify it. Let's see. So tags contains none of the following. So it does not, the ticket does not contain chase 5 days. Okay. The reason why I am adding this tag, I'll go over in just a second. So this is the nullifying condition that we mentioned previously, right? So this would make our ticket fire only, sorry, this will make our automation fire once and once only. This is the reason why we are using this tag. I'll show you what this looks like without this tag afterwards. Now, remember I told you in the presentation that these automations vary on the different use cases of each group or each department that you have working inside your company. This is what it was referring to. So all of these conditions have to be met. Ticket is pending, hours is pending 5 days, privacy has public comments, does it have this tag or not? And now any of these conditions. So if a ticket is assigned to the group account team or is assigned to the group team, it's all the same. So a ticket can be either from this group or this group, right? So this is the any condition. And now what do we want? We want the actions that are being performed. Let's see if we have any matching conditions here. None yet. Okay. Perform these actions, notify, email user, requester, and CCs. So we want, in this case, because we're reaching out to our customer, we don't just want the requester. In this case, we want requester and CCs. I don't know, if you're CCing a friend and you don't see, you're CCing a friend and you submitted a support request and you don't see the reply, you don't see this notification, then maybe your friend says, hey, did you see they got back to you? This is just like an additional, an additional trick to enhance the response rate. Email subject, blah, 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 needs your input, ticket ID needs your input, and then, hi, we haven't heard from you in a while, and we'd like to know if you still require assistance. If you still need help, please reply to this email. Please note that we will be solving this ticket if we don't hear back from you. Okay, cool. So this is very nice. So now what we did, another action is ticket add tag chase 3 days, but I'm going to modify it to chase 5 days. The reason why we want to do this is 1, to have the nullifying condition met, and 2, because we want the next time we fire, for example, we want to have an additional automation that looks for this tag and just solves the ticket, right? So we are not solving the ticket yet. We want to let the customer maybe respond to us and, I don't know, maybe let the ticket sit around for an additional 2 days. And then we create an automation saying calendar hours is 168. Ticket is still on pending and it has this tag. Solve the ticket. And done. All right, so submit this. Now, I'm going to show you the nullifying condition that we are you're going to notice that you're going to need this one. So let's copy this, delete it, actually delete this condition, and then delete this from here as well. Submit. Let's see what happens. Bow. Automation could not be updated as an automation that runs multiple times per ticket is not allowed. Use a time-based condition that is true only once. Hours since created is 24, or add an action that nullifies the condition. So for example, priority is high, condition paired with an action that says the priority is urgent. In order to not necessarily complicate your life with the priority is high, use this trick that I'm using. Use tags. So just save this. Tags contains none of the following, bow, and then just add that tag. Same tag that we said, none. Add tags, chase 5 days. Good. So this is the nullifying condition. This will make the automation fire only once on this ticket, because if it doesn't have this tag, then it adds this tag. And next time it goes around, it sees like, oh, I see this tag and just ignores this ticket. So that's the nullifying condition. Submit, and yeah, that's about it, to be honest. I hope this makes sense. I tried to keep it brief, a little bit more brief. I know that for a fact that I will have to redo these videos because some other consultants are doing such a better job. Well, they're not Zendesk consultants, which is good, but at least I will have like professional ones. But later this year, I don't know, so much to do with filming these. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next lesson where we talk about SLAs. Bye-bye.